Have you ever heard of a town so haunted? Its very name sends a shiver down your spine. Welcome to Sleepy Hollow, a quiet little glen nestled in the Hudson Valley, where strange tales and superstitions aren't just stories there. A way of life. The air here is thick with enchantment, and some say a German doctor's curse keeps the townsfolk in a perpetual state of dreamy wonder. In this bewitched place lived a man named Ichabod Crane. He wasn't your typical hero, far from it. He was a lanky, superstitious schoolmaster from Connecticut, with a head full of ghost stories and an appetite for everything. Ichabod came to Sleepy Hollow to teach the children, but he soon set his sights on a much grander prize: the lovely Katrina Van Tassel, and more importantly, her family's enormous, prosperous farm. Imagine fields of wheat, orchards full of fruit, and a table always groaning under the weight of delicious food. For a man like Ichabod, it was paradise. But there was a problem, a big one, in the form of Abraham Van Brunt, better known as Brom Bones. Brom was the town's hero, strong, handsome, and a master horseman. He was loud, loved a good prank, and was also courting Katrina. He saw the scrawny schoolmaster as a rival and was about to let him win her over without a fight. Bram and his gang of friends started playing tricks on poor Ichabod, smoking out his schoolhouse and turning his world upside down, making his life a constant source of anxiety. One crisp autumn evening, Ichabod was invited to a grand party at the Van Tassel estate. This was his chance. He put on his best suit, borrowed a rickety old horse named Gunpowder, and trotted off, dreaming of a future filled with Katrina's pies and her father's fortune. The party was a grand affair, with music, dancing, and mountains of food. But as the night wore on, the guests began to share spooky stories. The most terrifying of all was the tale of the Headless Horseman. They said he was the ghost of a Hessian soldier whose head was blown off by a cannonball during the Revolutionary War. Now, his spirit galloped through the hollow every night, searching for his lost head. He was said to be fastest near the old church bridge. If you could just make it across that bridge, you were safe. These stories chilled Ichabod to the bone, filling his already superstitious mind with dread. After the party, a dejected Ichabod slowly made his way home. It seems his conversation with Katrina didn't go as planned. The night was dark and silent, and every shadow seemed to twist into a monstrous shape. His heart pounded in his chest as he approached the infamous church bridge. Suddenly, he heard the thunderous sound of hoofbeats behind him. He glanced back and saw a towering figure on a powerful black horse, holding something that looked disturbingly like a severed head. It was the Headless Horseman. Panic set in. Ichabod kicked poor Gunpowder into a desperate gallop, racing for the bridge. For safety, the horseman was right behind him, matching his every move. They thundered through the darkness, a frantic race against a phantom. Just as they reached the bridge, Ichabod dared to look back one last time. He saw the horseman rise in his stirrups and hurl his head directly at him. Then, everything went black. The next morning, Ichabod Crane was gone. All that was found was his hat, his horse Gunpowder wandering calmly nearby, and a shattered pumpkin lying next to the bridge. What happened to him? Some locals whispered that the Headless Horseman had carried him away. Brom Bones, who conveniently married Katrina soon after, would always laugh whenever the story was told, especially the part about the pumpkin. So, was Ichabod a victim of a supernatural specter, or just the target of a very clever prank? We may never know for sure, and that's the enduring mystery of Sleepy Hollow. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic tales.